Hello friends and welcome back to Destiny 2. Today we got 3 hunter builds that you can use in Season 19. First up on the list is Omnioculus Hunter, Beyond the Veil. You gain a second smoke bomb charge and have damage resistance while invisible. When you make an ally invisible, they gain damage resistance while invisible and you gain melee energy, which gets you back your smoke bomb. For our setup, we're going to be using the Mobius Quiver Super. I personally like this one better than the other one just because it does way more damage and it basically does the same thing. It doesn't anchor as hard, but it does so much more damage it makes up for it. Gambler's Dodge, that way when we're near enemies, we get our melee back when we dodge. Triple jump as usual, personal preference. For our melee, we're going to be using the Smoke Bomb. So that's going to be one of the main things of the build because we can throw this at our feet, go invisible, we could throw it at enemies, we could throw it at teammates. Vortex Grenade because it's the best, like why are you going to use anything else? For the aspects, we're going to be using Trapper's Ambush, activating Quick Fall. So basically this uses your melee charge, but you can like slam, shatter dive almost. Vanishing Step, dodging makes you invisible. So when you're near enemies, you're going to dodge, you're going to become invisible. Echo of Persistence is the first one. Void buffs apply to you. Invisibility. It's going to last longer. Next one is Echo of Obscurity. Finisher Final Blows. Grant invisibility. So you can use this on like tougher enemies. Echo of Remnants. Grenade effects last longer. So fun little note about the anchor, or the quick fall rather, is you don't take any fall damage. Doesn't matter the height, doesn't matter where you are, as long as you're not going into empty space, you will be fine. I use that a lot. And another little tip when using that jump, you can do like a really quick one. Like as soon as you leave the ground, if you do it, you'll still get the benefit from it. You'll make the little explosion around you, which mind you, does weaken enemies, and you'll see that a little bit later on in this gameplay. But it is very fun. I personally like this build for team activities, so raids, because you're just giving this benefit to all of your teammates. And you're getting it back so fast that because you're doing it to your teammates, you get it back so quickly that you can just constantly keep debuffing enemies, making your allies invisible. It's fantastic. So you'll see there, I just did the little quick jump, like the little bunny hop and slam, works really good. It's gotten me out of a lot of tight situations. Like when you're near a lot of enemies, you're actually gonna see in a second, but as you also saw there, we're becoming invisible, slam down. Now everybody's weakened, doesn't matter where I hit him, and you can still see I'm getting yellow numbers. Oh, right here, I thought I could have killed him quicker, and I'm out of there. So it is very good for that. Finisher Final Blow grants me invisibility, and I'm back to it. And you can position yourself wherever you want with this build. Mobius Quiver, doing a ton of damage, and it still anchors enemies. Like you're still going to see a bunch of these guys tethered together. For our next build, the exotic we're going to be using is Assassin's Cowl. All that really amounts down to is that powered melee final blows grant you invisibility and they heal you. Finishers and final blows to more powerful targets increase the duration of the invisibility and the amount of health you get back. So we're going to be using ARCSTRIDER, Gathering Storm, the new ARC subclass. Fantastic. Mwah. Chef's Kiss. We love that. I love the range on it. Gambler's Dodge. We're going to want our melee back as much as possible, and it's an integral part of the build. For the jump, doesn't matter, as per usual. Combination Blow, Quick Stripe, temporarily increases melee damage. Defeating a target stacks it 3 times. And it refills class energy and restores a small amount of health. So this is going to be the main part of the build. For this, Storm Grenades, and the other one, the Pulse Grenade, I think. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, you can use either one of these. I've been using Storm Grenades. I like Pulse Grenades too. They're both really good. For our aspects, Lethal Current. After dodging, your next melee attack has increased lunge range. You're going to see why that becomes really integral in a minute. And then damaging jolted targets with a melee is also another part of that. Flow State. Defeating a jolted target makes you amplified. We all know what that is. You run, you do all that, you dodge, comes back faster. Spark of Magnitude. Lingering arc grenades, extended duration, spark of feedback, taking melee damage, makes your melee more, and it gets 10 resilience. While surrounded, you get resistance to incoming damage, plus 10 strength. Your arc grenades jolt targets for spark of shock. Minus 10 discipline, but it's honestly not going to matter. You get this stuff back so quickly with this build anyways. So you'll see here, I go in, I get the melee, it sparks over to another enemy, I dodge, I get it back, I hit another one, now we're at combo blow 2, do it again, boom, killing more enemies, and the process continues. Now, another part that I forgot to mention about this build, you're going to want a shotgun with 1-2 punch. So you can see I'm using just one that was in my inventory. It doesn't really matter as long as it has 1-2 punch on it. So the reason for that, even after the nerf to 1-2 punch, which I'm sure this had something to do with it, it's still extremely good. It does a ton of damage. You'll see how quickly I kill the boss of this lost sector in a second. And that's one.
Oh my god. Oh my god, he on X Games mode.
2 punches. It took me 2 punches to kill that. Now, when you're doing higher level content, I will say a little caveat to this. It can be really tough to kill these smaller enemies to get your combo blow up, because that's a big part of it. You can kill a barrier champ before he has an ability to get off his shield, but you have to kill some of these little grunt dudes first to get the little like thing for it, so you can get combo blow. Coming up next, you've probably already seen this, GYRFALCON'S HAUBERK. Basically, your void weapons gain volatile rounds after you come out of being invisible, and it's just a cycle because you have void volatile rounds. If you're using a void energy weapon, you get a kill, you go right back into being invisible. So you can use Trapper's Ambush as one of your aspects for this. I think I'm using the same exact setup that I am using with Omnioculus, sorry. So you basically go in, slam, I'm invisible, I come out of being invisible, volatile rounds, I get a kill with volatile rounds, and I go back to being invisible. So essentially what you're doing is you're just creating this loop of you having really high void energy damage, being invisible, and as long as there's a good amount of enemies around, just keep in mind there is a 2-second cooldown on the stylish executioner. I'm sorry, that's the other aspect that you need for this. I apologize. So stylish executioner, everything else completely the same. I don't think I changed anything else. All of the fragments are the same. It's just stylish executioner is the only one. So you come out, it's got a 2-second cooldown, and you have really good damage with any sort of void weapons. They absolutely slaughter. It's crazy how much damage this does. And personally, this one is still really good for high-end content. There's not as much of a caveat to like how to get your cycle going like there is with the Arc one. So personally, I like this one better, but all total, my favorite one has to be Omnioculus. It's still just way too good, especially in group content, which most of the higher level stuff that we're going to be playing is. So if you're solo, this one's great. It'll do the job. Mobius quiver again, so a ton of damage. Because it's a void weapon, quote unquote, you're still going to become invisible. So there you go. And boom, another finisher flying a blow. And back to being invisible. Oh, I forgot to mention too that because it's volatile rounds, your enemies explode. So yeah, there's that. I mean, just if you needed more, I mean, there it is. Well, there you have it, you guys. 300 builds you can use to absolutely decimate Season 19. I hope you guys enjoyed the series. I enjoyed making them. They're the most watched thing on my channel, so I appreciate you guys checking them out. I'm excited for the Lightfall, and I'll see you guys there. Have a great day.